Hey, it's Cecil, and it's Sunday. I did not post this yesterday because I posted the Legacy Challenge on Friday instead of Thursday, and I was like, why don't we space them out at least a little bit? So, hello. It has been a wild week here on the northeast areas of the US. And for those of you who don't know, I am a high risk group, which means that I have spent the week in the brief moments I had to let the dog outside, um, wearing a KN95 mask. So that's been super fun. Please take care. I am recording this on Friday, so I don't know how things are looking come Sunday, but I hope that things are going well. Uh, but as you can see, we are building a Boba and thrift shop. So, what we are doing this month in the builds that we are doing for The Sims is we are doing like some queer themed builds, which they're all community lots. Some of them will be a lot easier than others. And honestly, even though this is just a boba shop, I feel like that made it easy. I don't know. I had a vision for this, right? Like, not really so much in how it was gonna look or what the layout was gonna be, but like the story, which I feel made it come together pretty naturally. I don't know. I was in the zone. I did not say a whole lot during the stream because I was so zoned in. But here's the idea, and I talked about it on stream as well. Basically, there are these elder lesbians. I believe their names are Maria and Jane, but don't quote me on that because I can't remember what I named them. uh, so there's these elder lesbians, and they had gotten married, and it was, you know, cute, good stuff. So they got married back in the day, whatever that means for Sims. And so that's why I also went with a slightly less modern looking build. I feel like there's still some modernized elements. I think there's been renovations to the build, but like the build overall has like a slightly vintage vibe. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but I think it turned out well. Anyways, so they're married and they open up this boba shop together. And it is a boba shop that is 100% designed to be a safe space for queer people. And so they kind of like they hosted sort of get-togethers of maybe your neighborhood GSA or whatever the Sims equivalent to that would be. And you know, they had a good sapphic time running their little business and fostering community. And they had a son who is trans. This is, yes, still vital to the story. um, and now that they are getting up there in years, they have passed this boba shop down to their son, and he and his wife, they are a T for T couple, have taken it over. They have added a thrift shop to it because originally the upstairs was like when his moms first got married, it was like their it was kind of their apartment and also their storage area, and they were eventually able to afford their own house and like, you know, not live on top of it. But it's always been like a storage area, an office, and they're like, we don't really need this much storage with the way that the business works now. So maybe we could convert it into something. And his wife is super into the whole thrifting vibe. I would say that she's probably one of the Sims who would have existed as high school years was coming out. You know, like it was hip with the kids when she was in high school. So she's really passionate about it. Thrifting is what she does. So she's like, why don't we do that? And so the upstairs area they convert into a nice little thrift store. I have no idea how to lay out stores, but I feel like it turned out pretty cute. Like, I don't know. I have no idea what any of these things should be, right? Like, I've been in a couple of thrift stores in my life. I've been to exactly one boba shop, and that was a few weeks ago when I visited Canada. Um, but yeah, no, it's I don't know. Like I wasn't really going for a specific vibe other than the story, and I feel like the story really led the build, and that's really exciting because I am a storyteller. It's why I love playing my legacy challenge, why I love playing Not So Berry and coming up with stories. I'm an author. uh so and like making YouTube videos, that's a type of storytelling. Like storytelling, that's my shit. That's my game. So letting the story lead was just it was so much fun. And I mean even down to just the bathroom. I really like how this entire build came about. I think that somewhat uh I think that the switch over is pretty recent. So I think the slightly cluttered vibe upstairs almost is fitting. Like that area is only just becoming a shop, so it's still a bit of a mess. There's still some like leftover storage stuff laying around, and I don't know. It's just it's nice and cluttered, and it's just I'm really happy about it. I don't know. I'm just really passionate about this build. I love how it turned out. I had such a good time. And it only took us like less than 2 hours to build. Like when we were done with this, we were able to play like a good bit of time of our not so berry household as well. So like yeah, I was in the zone. We did some fun stuff with the walls. I don't know why, but in my community builds recently, I've been like, what if the walls were not boring gray? So we've got kind of like the open brick face where the storefront is, and then I spent so long looking at like looking at every single all of the wallpapers, all of the siding, and I was having a really hard time making a decision, but we ended up going with like a few different things. And I don't know, that one wallpaper. I feel like they're in the middle of maybe taking down the wallpaper. Like there was wallpaper over that brick, there's not anymore, and they're like, we kind of like the vibe. And then they started painting where they'd taken it down in other places, but then they saw that. And so it's either like, I think they're in between decisions, right? They're like, is it going to be a feature wall, or are we going to eventually also take down the wallpaper and paint it? They haven't decided. So that is why it is as it is. But yeah, so now I had also just a time trying to figure out where I wanted the boba to be, because at first I was like, oh yeah, there's this nice open space over here. But then I was like, that's weird. You don't usually have to walk through an entire building to get to the counter to order something at like a boba shop or a Starbucks or something. That would be silly. So we moved it to the door. And it's like right by the bathroom, but that's fine because after you drink boba, you gotta go piss girl. So it's fine. um but anyways, so I I have I have so much love for this. Oh yeah, I grabbed a bar stool for a second, which reminded me that so one of the things that you have to have as far as law requirements go is you have to have like a certain number of dining tables and dining chairs. And I was like, okay, cool, I can totally do that. So I decided to use one of the bar height tables from high school years, and then the cute little bar stool because they're pretty much designed for the boba shop. Oh yeah, I included the mural. Very pleased with that decision. And so I go through and I get everything set up, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute. And then I look, and lo and behold, the tables counted as dining tables, but the chairs didn't count as chairs. Which I get that they're technically bar stools, but if a bar height table counts as a dining table, then the bar height stools should count as dining chairs. So, that's okay. As we all know, The Sims is a game that works perfectly well all of the time. Um, I was able to figure out the dining chair thing. I ended up leaving it as a problem to future me for a while there because I was like, eh. um, but that's okay. I think I might have used couches from the new Book Nook kit and also from the like basement kit. Because I wanted that I wanted the cozy vibe, but then I also kind of wanted a vintage vibe. So it's like it's a combo deal. Uh, put that jukebox there, and I couldn't decide if I wanted it sized up or not. I decided to just leave it normal, but I still feel like it's too small. But I felt like sized up it was too big, and uh, I am constantly experiencing a lack of Goldilocks moments of just right. um, and then oh yeah, so something I did was I went and everywhere where there was like the white part, what do you call that on a window? I don't know. But everywhere where there was that white part, I tried to put a pride flag. So one on top, one on the middle slash bottom. Um, and I feel like we got a good few in. It definitely rings gay people work here, which 10 out of 10. I was going to try and line the entire thing with the fairy lights, but then I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't feel like that. I did line more of the upstairs with the fairy lights as well because I do like using those fairy lights. I think that they add such a fun little touch. Add some environment buffs. The real test is if I bring a snob sim to this lot. If a snob sim likes this lot, I will be so happy. That is all I want in life. I live to please snob sims because they never like my builds and it always hurts my feelings because I'm like, I put my whole sim OC into this, right? Like, I really worked hard and I feel like I'm going underappreciated. um, but snob sims will be as snob sims will be. Oh yeah, so we are getting to the decorating of the upstairs, which I basically just took like different swatches with the same color rack and was like, let's manufacture some aisles. And I used both kind of racks because I don't know, why not? Who's gonna tell me not to, you know? um, I really did not know how I wanted to do it because I'm always so overwhelmed when I'm in the clothing section of any store, even if especially if it's just a clothing store. You know what I mean? Like I walk in there and I know there is a layout, but I don't perceive the layout because I'm disassociated. um I have a severe anxiety issues. So I was just like, I don't know, we'll wing it. I'm going for Marshall's core, I think. Marshalls. Marshalls. Is Marshalls one of those clothing stores? I think it is. You know what? I have no idea. I'm going for a specific vibe of a store that I've been in before. I don't know if I ever put that monkey in a good spot. The Boba mascot. Maybe I did. I don't know. I moved a lot around later, so we'll have to find out. But yeah, so I think that the daughter-in-law, the son's wife, I think that she basically was able to expand her thrifting business into here, and then the elder lesbians, I think they contributed some of their stuff. You can see some of the storage boxes that I used to show that there was some more clutter around and whatnot. Um, I just Oh yeah, I added some board games and puzzles because I have seen board games and puzzles like at thrift shops every time I've gone. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, there's puzzles at the Goodwill. That sounds right. Uh, so we we included some of those from growing together, and I'm I cannot express enough how happy I am about it. Oh yeah, so now you can see that I handled the dining table and dining chair fiasco by adding some outdoor seating because I was like, you know what? This feels like a fun, bubbly summer lot. Of course, they have an outdoor seating area, and like a lot of places have an outdoor seating area, anyways, if they're not like in a strip mall with a big parking lot. If there's available space for an outdoor seating area, they got one. So I'm like, yeah, we should definitely include that. And I think that honestly, while it's still annoying that the bar stools didn't count as chairs, I think that it pushed me to add something that really just ended up bringing the whole lot together, and I really like it. I am a fan of how it turned out. I think that this whole lot is so so cute, and I'm really happy with it. Like, ugh. Um, we are getting into more of the wall decor and whatnot, and yeah. This lot is on the gallery, by the way. My gallery ID is Awkward Fangirl 6. Um, that is in my video descriptions as well, if you ever want to check that out. Just, you know. I'm Oh my goodness. Yeah, all of the paint for some reason glitching onto the outside of the wall as well. The Sims is a game that works well all of the time. Um, so one of the big things was the walls felt so naked upstairs. I didn't bother with windows on the side walls just because it would have been annoying. There's platform roofing, and I find that trying to put windows with a platform roof right there is just, it never works out the way that I want it to. So I'm just like, you know what? Eh. So I tried to put some crafty looking wall art, like I don't know, stuff that looked kind of unique and had just like had a vibe. Can I describe the vibe? No, but can I identify the vibe? Yes. um and so, some of these are like paintings that I've definitely used before. Others of these are just like some random stuff that I was like, yeah, that's quirky. Oh my gosh. So when you size up the painting, like that try painting thing from the pastel pop kit, don't. The shadow is not adjusted to also size up. Sometimes that'll happen. It's okay. It's just sad. I also wanted to throw in some plants as some clutter items. I don't remember how many plants I successfully threw in, but yeah, there were at least a few. Um, Going through all the swatches, thinking, what is the gayest plant here? I ended up with one that kind of has trans colors, so like, it works. I wanted to go for like a wood that looked older, but I don't know if I actually succeeded in that. I think it just ended up looking, nice. So I don't know, but this is the build, and I love it. I love it so much. It was so so fun, and yeah, if you enjoyed watching this speed build, if you like speed builds in general, give this video a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing. I am going to hopefully be posting a speed build every week as well as updating my legacy challenge.